Hello students, welcome to my 14th lecture of accountancy. In previous lecture, we have discussed sums related to operating activities, right? Today we'll do other sums related to same activity. So, first sum which we are going to do, that is page 286, question 16. Page 286, question 16. From the following information, calculate cash flow from operating activities. So first of all, we'll give the head, cash flow from operating activities for the year ending on which date they have given in the question, 31/3/17. 31/3/17. Particulars, rupees. Hope all of you are remembered the format. First of all, we have to write profit. Then from that we have to less non-operating income. Then we have to add non-cash expense, financial expense and provision. Right? After that we'll get the answer of profit before changes in working capital. Then we have to add decrease in current assets and increase in current liabilities. Then we have to subtract increase in current assets and decrease in current liability. And then we have to deduct profit after tax. After that, the answer which we'll get, that is known as cash flow from operating activities. Right? So, let's see the sum. They have given profit and loss account. That means opening balance of profit and loss account and closing balance of profit and loss account. Then depreciation, goodwill, stock, debtors, creditors, bills payable, prepaid expense. Then dividend received, interest paid and rent received. Right? This information they have given. First of all, we'll write the profit. Right? So first of all, we'll write closing balance of P&L account. Less opening balance of P&L account. So what is the closing balance? 45,000 and opening balance 30,000. Final answer 15,000. Right? After this, we have to deduct non-operating income. Right? Then we have to add. I read the question and I know that there are only two income. That's why I left only 2 to 3 lines, right? Next, main head is add non-cash expense, provisions and financial expense. Right? After adding this, we'll get the answer of profit before changes in working capital. Okay? So, right now I can cover this 2 points. Right? Then I will drop and do next calculation. So, first information, P&L account that we have completed. Then comes depreciation. Depreciation is our non-cash expense. So we have to add. Depreciation amount is 70,000 and closing amount is 90,000. So depreciation has been increased. 90,000 minus 70,000 and our answer will be 20,000. Next, goodwill. Goodwill is our intangible assets, right? So we have to return of goodwill. Amount is 55,000 and closing amount is 40,000, right? So difference will be 15,000. Goodwill 55,000 minus 40,000. 15,000, right? Then comes stock. Stock will come in current assets. Then debtors in current assets means after getting the answer of profit before changes in working capital. Then comes bills payable, that will also our current liability. Then prepaid expense, also current assets. Then they give dividend received. Dividend received is our income, that's why I am writing here dividend received. Amount 2,000. Then they have given interest paid. Interest paid is our financial expense, so it will come here interest paid. Amount 3,000. Then rent received, that is also our income. Rent received. Amount is 10,000. So 10,000 plus 2,000, 12,000. 15,000 minus 12,000, answer is 3,000. Then 20,000 plus 15,000 plus 3,000. So 38,000. $15,000 was the answer of profit. Then we have less 12,000 and we get the answer 3,000. Now we have to add 38,000 in 3,000. So our answer will be 41,000. This is the answer of profit before changes in working capital, right? હજી આગળ સમ બાકી છે અને નીચે જ કન્ટિન્યુ કરવાનું છે. બોર્ડમાં સમાય એમ નથી એટલે આટલું જ લખ્યું છે. એટલે પહેલાં આ ફિનિશ કરો, પછી રફ કરીને પાછું સ્ટાર્ટ કરું છું. તમારે આની પછી જ કન્ટિન્યુ કરવાનું છે. રાઇટ ઇટ ડાઉન. Completed? See, after this, the next step will be we have to add decrease in current assets and increase in current liabilities. Then we have to less. What we have to less? The opposite of this. Decrease in current assets. Opposite of this is increase in current assets. Then increase in current liability. Then here we have to write decrease in current liabilities. Right? Now, see, we have not give any effect related to stock, debtors, creditors, bills payable and prepaid expense. Now we'll give the effect of that. First of all, stock. Stock is our current assets. Check the amount. In the beginning of the year, amount of stock is 45,000 and at the end of the year is 60. So it has been increased, right? So increase in current assets will come here. So instead of writing current assets, we'll write increase in stock. Why stock is our current assets? I have written this just to explain you, right? You have to directly write increase in stock. Amount 60,000 closing and 45,000 opening. Answer will be 15,000. See, here one line space because you have to write the total of this in the next line, right? So there must be space between increase in current liability, then one line space, and then you have to write less increase in stock. The next will be debtors. In the beginning of the year, debtors was 90,000 and at the end of the year amount is 50,000. So debtors has been decreased. Decrease in current assets. Instead of writing current assets, we have to write debtors here. Debtors. Amount 90,000 minus 50,000. Biggest amount you have to write in the beginning. You cannot write amount in negative here because you are already adding or deducting it. 40,000. Then next, creditors. In the beginning, creditors was of 60,000 and at the end of the year 40,000. So it has been decreased. That means decrease in current liability. Instead of writing current liabilities, we'll write creditors. So creditors 60 minus 40. 20,000. Right? Then next, that is prepaid expense. In the beginning of the year it was 15,000 and at the end of the year 10,000. So decrease in current assets. That means we have to write, I am writing this here, decrease in prepaid expense. Amount 15,000 minus 10,000. Amount is 5,000. Then there is no increase in any current liabilities, right? See, if this is not visible to you, then I am explaining decrease in prepaid expense into bracket 15,000 minus 10,000 and our amount will be 5,000. So the answer is 45,000. Now we have to less 41,000 and we have to add 45,000 into it. So our answer will be 86,000, right? Then total of this two, 20,000 and 15,000 is 35,000. This 35,000 is we have to less. So 86,000 minus 35,000, our answer will be 51,000, right? Just a second. 40, 50, 5,000, 45,000. One effect is missing which I have not written, that is bills payable. I forget to give the effect of bills payable. The amount bills payable is our current liability. In the beginning of the year amount is 20,000 and end of the year 70,000. So there is increase. So here there is amount. I directly jump on prepared expense. So here we have to write increase in bills payable. From the next sum I will directly write increase in bills payable, not write current liabilities. Okay. Amount 70,000 and 20,000. So increase will be of 50,000. So 50,000 plus 40,000 plus 5,000, 95,000. We have to add 95,000 in 41,000. So 6,000 and 9 plus 4. 1,36,000. From this we have to deduct 35,000. So we'll get the answer 1,01,000. This is our final answer of cash flow from operating activities. Here our answer is complete. Write down. Completed. Same page 286, but question number 70. Same page. From the following information, calculate cash flow from operating activities. Here is 31,317 and 31,316. So first of all, we'll give the head. Cash flow from operating activities for the year ending on 31/3/17. Amount and particulars. Right? Now let's read the question. P&L, general reserve, taxation provision, depreciation fund, goodwill, debtors, creditors, outstanding expense, prepared expense. C. First is of profit and loss account. That will come in the beginning. Then general reserve, that is provision. Then taxation provision, that is also provision. Depreciation fund, that is non-cash expense. then goodwill, that will also come in provision, right? So this four thing we have to add. Then comes debtors, creditors, outstanding expense and prepaid expense. This effect will give after finding profit before changes in working capital, right? So right now will not give the effect of this four. Then in extra information they have given profit on sale of assets, that is our non-operating income. Then loss on sale of furniture is our financial, is our loss, right? So that we have to add. Then income of rent, that is our income. Interest paid on debenture, financial expense, that's why we have to add. And dividend payment, that is also our expense, right? So here only two incomes are there and others are non-cash expense or provisions or financial expense, right? So first of all we'll write closing balance of P&L account. From that we have to less opening balance of P&L account, right? So by deducting this we'll get the answer of profit of current year. So at the beginning 25 and at the end of the year 60,000, right? So we'll write 60,000 minus 25,000 and our answer will be 35,000 is the profit of current year. Then from that we have to less non-operating income, and from that we have to add. Here you have to give 3-line space. After writing non-operating income you have to give 3-line space, then write add non-cash expense, provisions and financial expense. Okay, so first information, general reserve. General reserve is our provision, right? So here I will write general reserve. See, you have to use both the pen. Which thing I have written in black pen, you have to write the same thing in your fair book in black pen, and which I have written in blue pen, you have to write it in your fair book in blue pen. Okay, so first general reserve. In the beginning amount was 35,000, at the end of the year 45,000. In starting you have to write bigger amount 45,000 minus 35,000. So during the year you have made provisions of 10,000 for general reserve. Then comes taxation provision. See, I already told you in the previous sums that there is different effect for taxation provision. One, that means the closing balance of taxation provision will come here, and opening balance will come in the last as taxation paid, right? Don't forget that closing balance of taxation provision will come here. So here I will write taxation provision, but only amount of closing balance. Here I will not find the difference. Closing balance is 38,000 and opening balance I will write in the last. Okay, so if you want to tick mark over that we have not give the effect of that, so please tick mark so that you can remember. Then depreciation fund, that is also our non-cash expense, that's why we'll write here depreciation fund. Amount 42,000 and 32,000. So 42,000 minus 32,000. That means during the year we have made 10,000 rupees as a provision for depreciation. Then goodwill. We have written off our goodwill. That means value of our goodwill has been decreased. Goodwill amount 38,000 minus 27,000. 38,000 minus 27,000. So our answer will be 11,000. Then debtors, creditors, outstanding expense, prepaid expense, that will not write right now. Next, profit on sale of assets, that is non-operating income. Profit on sale of assets, amount 15,000. Then loss on sale of furniture, loss will write here. Loss on sale of furniture, amount 8,000. Then income of rent, income of rent 48,000. Then interest paid on debenture, that is our financial expense. Interest paid on debenture, amount is 32,000. Then comes dividend payment, that is also our expense. Dividend payment, amount is 10,000. Right? So we have given all the effects of income and losses and expenses except current assets and current liability, that will write later. So first of all we'll do the total of this two, 48,000 plus 15,000. Our answer will be 63,000. We have to less 63,000, that is our non-operating income from 35,000. So 63,000 minus 35,000, we are in loss. That means I will write in bracket. Negative amount will write in bracket. Answer will be 28,000. Then we have to do total of non-cash expense, provisions and financial expense. So total of them will be 1,19,000. 1,19,000. This amount we have to add. So 1,19,000 minus, because 28,000 is negative, minus 28,000, our answer will be 91,000. This is the answer of profit before changes in working capital. Then from this we have to add decrease in current assets, increase in current liability, and less opposite of that. Then we have to less provision for tax, right? And then we'll get the answer. So first of all write this, then we'll continue. will continue after getting the answer of profit before changes in working capital. Next step will be add. What we have to add? Increase in current assets. Increase in current assets. But here I don't know which current assets is increased. That I have to check in question. So in short, I can write increase in current assets. Then in bracket I will write the amount. Then decrease in current liability. Then one line space. Then we have to less. Opposite of this, increase in current assets. So here we'll write decrease in current assets and increase in current liabilities, right? So first, debtors. In the beginning of the year, amount of debtor is 39,000 and at the end of the year it becomes 49. So it has been increased. So increase in current assets. Just a second here, I write opposite things. See, instead, if you have did the same mistake, then here I can rough. In your file book you cannot rough, so you have to do less rough. You have to rough add and write less, and here you have to rough less and write add. So here I will write decrease in current assets and increase in current liabilities, and here increase in current assets and decrease in current liability. So current assets is increased. Which current assets increase? Debtors. In the beginning of the year, amount of debtor was 39,000 and end of the year 49. So 49,000 minus 39,000, our answer will be 10,000. Then creditors, 29,000 and 39,000. So there is also increase in current liability. Creditors are our current liability. So we'll write creditors here and into bracket we'll write 39,000 minus 29,000. Our answer will be 10,000. Then outstanding expense, 17,000 and 12,000. Outstanding expense is our liability. In the beginning of the year it was 17 and end of the year 12. That means it has been decreased. So here I will write outstanding expense 17,000 minus 12,000. Answer will be 5,000. Next, prepared expense. In the beginning it was 10 and 14. So there has been increase, right? So there has been increase in current assets. So I will write here prepaid expense amount 14,000 minus 10,000. Answer will be 4,000, right? And there is no any other information is given, right? We have write down all the four, so there is no any decrease in current assets. So this answer is 10,000. This we have to add in 91,000, so our answer will be 1,01,000. Then we have to less 15,000 minus 19,000. That means we'll get the answer 82,000. See, one information is still left, right? That is provision for tax, right? So in here I will write less income tax paid during the year. We have paid the amount of beginning. So check in taxation provision. We have not given any effect of taxation provision beginning opening amount, that is 48,000. 48,000 that we have to less from 82,000, and our answer will be 34,000. This is the answer of cash flow from operating activities. Right, here our sum is complete. Write down. Page 268, illustration number 10. From the following details of Mira Limited, prepare cash flow statement. Cash flow from operating activities. They have given P&L account and information of current assets and current liability. Information of current assets and current liability will write later, right? First of all, we'll give the effect of P&L. So you have to draw one page of cash flow statement, right? Give the head, scene head. Okay, let's start. First, they have given revenue from sales, that is already added in net profit. So first of all, we have to write profit before tax, and the amount is 4,69,000. That is at the end of the P&L. See, profit before tax. That we have to write first. Profit before tax. Format will be the same. We have to write only those things which we are covering in our format. Other things is just to confuse you. Okay, so that is 4,69,000. Then from this we have to less non-operating income. Don't write with me. When I say write it down, then you have to write, because then and then you will know about the space you require for income and expense. Okay, here I can draw, but in your file book you cannot draw. Less. Then from that we have to add non-cash expense, provisions, and financial expense. Right? So first is revenue from sales. We are not writing that it anywhere. Then second one is income of rent. That is non-operating income, so we have to write income of rent, because rent is our investing activity, so we have to not write it here, that's why we are lessing it. Amount is 60,000. Then next, profit on sale of assets, that is also comes in investing activities, that's why we are deducting it here. So profit on sale of assets, profit on sale of assets, amount 40,000. Then interest income, that is also non-operating income, interest income, amount 90,000. Except this, next is expenses, so no more incomes, that's why I will do the total, that is 1,90,000. And in next line, before writing this line, I will minus 4,69,000 minus 1,90,000, right? Four lakh 69,000 minus 1,90,000, 2,79,000. Then in next line we'll write non-cash expense, provision and financial expense. First one, they have given purchase of goods, that will not come in this three head, right? So will not write. Change in stock, will not write here, because that will come in current assets and current liability, means after completion of this point. Then employee benefit expense, that is already our operating expense, right? That is not our non-cash, not provision, not financial expense, so will not give any effect. Then depreciation, yes, depreciation is our non-cash expense, so we have to write depreciation on assets, amount is 25,000. Depreciation on assets, amount is 25,000. Then comes patent amortized, non-cash expense also, so we'll write here patent amortized, amount is 18,000. Then next, loss on sale of assets, loss on sale of assets, amount is 16,000. Then manufacturing expense, insurance expense, salary, admin and sales and distribution, they are not non-cash, provision and financial expense, that's why we will not write here, right? So we'll do the total of this, because the next information is related to current assets and current liability. So the total of this will be 1,90,000, sorry, this will be 59,000. This 59,000 we have to add from 2,79,000, so we'll get the answer 3,38,000. So this answer is known as profit before changes in working capital, right? After this, the next step will come, that is we have to add decrease in current assets, right? So let's check which current assets is decreasing and which current assets is increasing. So first, debtors. In the beginning debtor was 78 and at the end 90, so that has been increased, so will not write here. Then creditors, that is our liability, so will not check. Then bills receivable. In the beginning it was 10 and now it is 8. So first of all, here I will write increase in bills receivable. Sorry, decrease in bills receivable. Right? Amount 10,000 minus 8,000. 2,000 will be the difference. Then next, stock. Stock has been also increased, so will not write here. Outstanding salary, that is liability, so will not check. Then comes prepared insurance. In the beginning 9 and at the end 7, that is our current assets, and that has been decreased. So here I will write decrease in prepared insurance. Amount was 9,000 in the beginning and 7,000 at the end. Answer is 2,000. Right? Write it down. Complete? See, as we have discussed, we have to add two things. That first one is decrease in current assets, that we have did. Next, we have to add increase in current liabilities. So now we have to check liability. Bills, first comes creditors. In the beginning 68, at the end 80,000. So that has been increased, right? So we have to add. So next, after this, the next thing which will come, that is increase in creditors. In the beginning 68, at the end 80. So we have to write 80,000 minus 68,000, and our answer will be 12,000. Then comes bills payable, that has been decreased, so will not write here. Outstanding salary, that has also been decreased, so will not write. So only these three things will come, right? After this, you have to give one line space, and then you have to write less. What you have to less? Increase in current assets and decrease in current liabilities. So that has been increase in current assets only in debtors and stock, right? So here I will write increase in debtors and increase in stock. See, if you don't understand, then please do tick mark in your book that increase, decrease, like this. Increase, then you have to write like this, and decrease like this, so that when you are solving the sum, that will be easy for you to write. Okay? So in the big debtors amount was 78,000, and at the end of the year it becomes 90,000. So 90,000 minus 78,000, our answer will be 12,000. And in stock, at the end of the year it was 1,10,000, and at the beginning of the year 90,000. 1,10,000 minus 90,000, difference will be 20,000. Then comes liability, right? So next will be decrease in current liability. So how many current liabilities decreased? bills payable has been decreased from 75 to 65. So here I will write decrease in bills payable 75,000 minus 65,000. Answer will be 10,000. Then comes receivable no, then outstanding salary that has been also decreased. So here I have to write decrease in outstanding salary 18,000 minus 15,000, that is 3,000, right? With this we have given all the effects of this sum, right? Now we'll do the total. 2,000, 2,000 plus 12,000, and our answer will be 16,000. From 3,38,000 we have to less 16. We have to add 16,000. So our answer will be 3,54,000. Then again we have to do total of this, and that is 45,000. From 3,54,000 we have to deducting 45,000, and our answer will be 3,09,000. This will be the final answer, which is known as cash flow from operating activities, right? Write down. See, this was the last sum of operating activities. From next lecture we'll start investing activities. So your today's homework is you have to do all three sums which we have discussed today. Okay, we'll meet in our next video lecture. Till then, stay home, stay safe, take care.